Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm checking in with my goals for the year to see what, if any, progress I've made so far. I know we're only about 2 weeks into my year, but I found that it's very important to check in with your goals on a regular basis. Otherwise, time flies by and you don't even realize that you are completely off track. To start off with, this is my yearly dashboard for my goals and focus for the year. It's so early that we don't really have anything checked off. And honestly, I haven't really made any significant progress yet. But I am already feeling that procrastination move in, where I think to myself, well, I have plenty of time for that. I don't feel like starting this. I'll do that next week, next month, and so on. And it's that kind of thinking that has been detrimental to me in the past. And that's why I'll be checking in with my goals on a weekly basis. All right, since we're not into the year far enough to really work off anything here, let's go into our quarterly plan, which I have right here. Last time you saw my quarterly plan, it was on a Post-it. Since then, I have transferred it into the notebook properly. I did leave myself a little bit of space for anything else that might come up in the quarter that I want to tackle, any opportunities or inspiration I get. But I have also written down just a few of the major sub-steps that I can take towards these goals. So for example, here for my health insurance, first major step for that is going to be filing my tax return, which in fact is a goal for this month, something I'm working on. And so I'm taking this small sub-step here, and I have it broken down into very small steps that I can do throughout the month to get that goal accomplished for March, and check off that little step here and get closer to getting my health insurance figured out. So basically, like I said before, it's just breaking things down into smaller steps. So I have gone through this list and written some of those steps in. For some of them, just did a little brainstorming and reflecting. Here for my plans, I've written in the ones that I have already done this month. I have 2 more in the works for this month, so I'm very much on track with this goal. But because it does seem a little easy, I have added another stipulation here, which is that I can only count 1 meeting per month with a particular friend or group of friends. In other words, if I'm meeting up with the same friend 3 times this month, I'll only count 1 of those times and not all 3, because I could easily have 10 plans with 1 friend throughout the quarter, and that's not really putting me any closer to having a better social life and connecting with my friends. Although that is very nice for the friendship with one person, and I'm not saying I can't meet up with a particular person more than once. It's just that I want to focus on connecting with more of my friends. Okay, so I am making some minuscule progress on figuring out my health insurance. I do plan to declutter and organize my pantry sometime this month, so hopefully that's going to account for a lot of things to be getting rid of. But I also have found that I have some bags of stuff that my friends were getting rid of, and I wanted to look through that stuff first to see if there's anything in there that I wanted before I donate those things for them. And one of those bags is a bag of my friend's old jewelry, and so I don't think I'll necessarily want a lot from there, but it'll just be fun to look through. And the reason that I am counting that is because I've had that bag of stuff for maybe 6 months or so. So it is taking up room in my home, and it is something that needs getting rid of. I haven't really looked into books I could read. I do have to do some research on that. I don't know, call me crazy, but I'm kind of hoping that I just come across a book. You know, the universe sends me a sign of what I should read. So I have been checking those little free libraries, you know, that people have on the side of the road, hoping to find just the right thing. I have also popped into a thrift store because I do enjoy buying books there, but I did not find anything that caught my eye so far. So again, if you have any recommendations, any books that have changed your life, please leave that in the comments. I haven't really done anything unusual towards my weight loss goal, although one of the goals for this month is 3 hikes, and I've done 1 so far already. And I do have plans with my sister on Friday, so maybe we'll do another hike then. But that's certainly something that will need some attention. I am working on the steps and ideas for all my goals as I set up the yearly part of my journal. So hopefully this will be pretty much done by the end of this month as well. But obviously steps and ideas are things that are going to be coming in throughout the year as I work on things. I do have to schedule a dental cleaning. There's really not much to that except making a phone call and setting a date, but I don't think that's something I'll be doing this month. I really haven't given much thought to visiting a new place. That also may or may not be a thing I focus on this month, so I'm not too concerned about that. Like I said, I'm on track with this goal, so that's pretty good. As far as doing an activity with people I don't know, I did see a volunteer opportunity where you would meet up with a group of people, and this is for removing of an invasive species in a park I like to visit, so that could be fun. I did also see a seminar or class related to my fishing hobbies, so I might consider that as well. So although I haven't really signed up for anything, I've been making progress with some research in this. All right, let's flip back to this month. As you can see, I've made one tiny little step here, and there are other things I could be doing, but honestly, for some reason this week I've been kind of feeling blah and just unmotivated, or maybe even stressed, but for no reason. So I just haven't been prioritizing this. Organizing my pantry and getting rid of things, that's not going to happen until next week. That's kind of my plan. I have been working on setting up my journal. I don't have anything checked off here, just because I have a lot of things started and not finished. But by Friday, when I make my second video about my yearly setups, I definitely feel like I'll be able to check off a bunch here. Like I said, I did do one hike. I just need to write that one in here. It wasn't a big one, but it was a hike. So going through all of that and knowing that I don't really feel like doing much, but I do want to continue moving forward, I think I'm going to take this opportunity of me making this video and being accountable to you to maybe spend 1 hour and maybe tackle a couple of easy steps. So what I think I can do during this hour that will help me move the needle is tackle the next step here to file my taxes, prepare and calculate my deductions. It's just a little bit of paperwork and gathering things. I estimate it might take me about 20 minutes to half an hour. And another thing I feel like I can get done is to go through those donation bags that I got from my friends, see if there's anything in there that I potentially want to keep, and then pack things up to see how many things I can get rid of from there. I think I might have 2 bags of clothes and shoes and that bag of jewelry, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to get to. Even if I just do the clothes and shoes, which will be much quicker, I'm gonna count that as a win. All right, let me set my timer and I'll be right back to give you updates. Okay guys, we're back. It's a while later, maybe more than an hour. I did begrudgingly prepare my deduction information for my tax return. It did take about half an hour, maybe a bit more, just to double check everything. And honestly, I wanted to quit like 3 times, but I did it. So let's go back here in our monthly goals and I can check that off. Now, my next step for this goal is going to be preparing the initial return, basically just to know where I stand. I do typically prepare my own tax returns, but this year it's just going to be a little bit more complicated. So I'll see how I do on my own and whether or not I'll have to consult a professional, which I might do regardless just to be sure. But I would need to sit down for maybe an hour or 2 and work on that. It's not going to be a hard task. It's just one I'm dreading a little bit. But I am happy that I am making progress here. Now, like I said, I pulled out some bags of donations that I had. I didn't even touch the bag of jewelry just because, like I said, I am not feeling it today. So I am trying to compromise with myself and do a little bit, but also not overwhelm myself and want to give up. So I did go through the clothes and shoes that I had. Turns out one of those bags actually had storage and organizing items, and another one was just some things that I had put aside to take to the dry cleaners. That's what happens when you don't really go into your closet. You have too many things. Those things for the dry cleaners were probably there for a couple years now, and sadly they don't quite fit right now. Regardless, since I wasn't in one of those get rid of everything kind of moods, I did probably keep more of those things than I should have. I ended up keeping 1 bag of stuff, and then I have this 1 bag here that is ready to go out. Those things are getting donated. As far as the things I'm keeping, I pulled out things that are seasonally appropriate. Those went in the laundry, and the other things went back into my closet for when I switch over seasons soon. As far as the bag of donations, I want to keep a tally of how many things I got rid of. So in that bag, I did get rid of 22 things. I'll mark that here next to the subtask. just so I can keep track for now. Now, what I got done during this last hour may not seem like a lot, but let me tell you from experience, if I was not working in my journal to keep myself on track, I probably wouldn't have gotten as much done in the next month. And even more so, considering the fact that I'm really not feeling it today, I was able to find that little bit of motivation and self-discipline and actually get something done. As we all know, no one's climbed a mountain in one big jump, and all big things are accomplished one step at a time. Now, during this coming week, I am hoping that I can take the next step in my tax return and actually prepare that. Perhaps I'll be able to squeeze in another hike, and I'm hoping to have the yearly part of my journal mostly set up. But let's see how the week goes, and I hope to see you next Wednesday when I check in with the progress I made. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.